Thank you, organizers and chairperson, for being here. This is one of the rare time, but finally I have been given this chance to speak, and the number is very less, which may be demotivating at times. But sometimes these challenges are also an indicator of your, further motivation. That number is not always right. My topic for today is digital immersion and its mental health implications. You can see the contrast of, digital immersion, that in the morning session we had 400, 500 people sitting in this hall. Right now, everybody here, but physically here, but digitally somewhere else. So the digital locomotion, we like it or not, is becoming our reality. Why we should be discussing at this GAUTAM BUDDH University? I requested some of the students that please be here, because this is a very difficult time that society at large is facing today, that we have evolved from, oral stage to, writing stage to the Gutenberg galaxy, and then this electronic ocean. What is the authentic and what is the real, and what is the, mechanism of propaganda? We hardly fail to notice it. So how our opinions are being shaped, how our, is engagement on digital platform. So if 24/7, it can shape our perceptions, it can shape our attitude, and it can create, a reality which is not there. This is what was being suggested by body law, the simulacra, that you are responding to a reality. There is a war that is going on TV channels. Whether it is happening or not, you are not, verifying it. Sometimes we are also, doing some work, and we think that, my reality, and it can create, psychological unrest by, planting certain types of algorithms and AI. And it is also not, it is not only a tool for transmission of information. It is acting like an agent. It can create unrest in the society. If Gautam Buddha University is, somehow, God forbid, is, suffering from a rumor that there is some problem, everybody will start reacting to that. Whether it exists in reality or do not, we don't know. So digital, immersion and digital engagement have changed the rules of the game, and psychologists are unfortunately in that stone age. They're trying to think that everything is taking place on the individual plane. My point is, I am also author of a book on media psychology, and probably I am the only author in this country who has written extensively in the field of digital and so many problematic internet usage. It is more harmful than drug addicts. Your dependence, your validation. Who is showing me? And I want to manufacture my image that is always glossy. I don't want to see any potholes in my personality, because it should be, and I am validating, and so it is creating. How it is related to mental health, body image identity, how I should look like. I should look like Shahrukh Khan, and somebody else should look like Aishwarya Rai, because no place for ordinary individual. What is my height? What is my figure? Who decides it? Bill Scott, who is a very famous, advertisement theorist, he talks that what is the reality, what is the manifest. What we see is the seeing is believing, and it creates, misery in the lives of the people. This is at the level of individual, body image identity. When you talk about the social ideology, which government, which politics, which ideology I should like it. So it is the boards and algorithms that they shape your perception. They are, acting like reinforcing loops, and that is also acting on your feedback. And the number is very, illusionary truths are being manufactured. One person, his name is Gramsci. He talks about the concept of hegemony. And there is another thinker, his name is Chomsky, manufacturing concept. So if I manufacture your concept, you will behave the way I want you to behave. So our social mediating mechanisms are being also, guided by the social media platform. So it is not a tool, I am telling you, it is becoming an agent. It can decide on its own how to act, how people will behave, which careers, which courses, which professions will become very important and which will go into oblivion. It all depends, and which is getting the eyeball. How, why it is important? Because my image, which was in 2024, it is still available on my mobile phone. Searchability, spreadability, repetition. If I repeat, oh, this is the law of the nature, every time I repeat, it becomes a truth. So, truth mechanism, manufacturing mechanisms. So, how it is related to mental health? As I told you, that validation, that my happiness is subservient to your validations of liking me or disliking. If I get less number of liking, I feel this sad. If I get positive emojis, oh, I am very okay. So how it is, affecting, and it is playing a havoc in the level of interpersonal level, intrapersonal level, social level, and political level. That is also, and the psychologists are, somehow trying to, tap and map the behavior. So there is a context collapse. Right now at 4:10, I message, oh, happy birthday, and 10 minutes later, there is a message, oh, somebody is no more in this world. Now I am messaging, I am very sad to know this, my deepest concern. This is a question of context collapse. At one point you are talking of GIP mall, at another type you are talking of, some mortuary. So how do you, coincide with this set of, sometimes extreme celebration and sometimes at extreme. So this is a question of context collapse, where, you have various types of information and it is very difficult to, so information overload is also become, because you all have chat GPT. I also encounter, I have, guided 32 PhD students in the University of Delhi. So I have fair enough, and in my classes nobody uses, mobile phone. Because, the students see, you have a PPT and you take this site, why they will waste their time? You just share the PPT, he or she can, use it and they can go away. Where is the point? Because if you don't see the silences in the class, every student is not a number two. Every student comes with a different psychological background. They come with different, socio-cultural background, and we are, teaching them the same pedagogy. So digital learning, you see the business and economics of digital, learning platform. They have, risen manifold times, and Chat GPT or any other thing, U Academy or any you talk of any, digital media platform. How do they, judge that whether particular student is suffering from some difficulty? Do they have any mechanisms to, probe into your privacy, that what is his or her problem? They just, so what it results into? It results into homogenization of things. Everybody is great, and so India is great. But what are the diversities? What are the, uniqueness of that individual which produce, creativity in the classrooms? That is gone in the descendant. I am not denying that people are now more creative, but they have less space and they have to give markings. I have 7.7 CGPA. So this kind of ratings, comparisons, categorization is on the ascendant. I don't know what is the mean of the happiness in this, classroom. I'm sure everybody has a mobile phone and you are all hooked in. Because we don't want to, attribute our behavior. Oh, I am fully independent person. I am not dependent because I use it only 10 to 12 hours. Others are using it 15 hours. So when do you, your dependence goes into independence, goes into dependence, there is a very thin boundary. And you don't realize, and you are, part of it. So as I told you, that drug addiction is less dangerous than net addiction. Problematic internet usage, the social ideology, the course and careers, how you derive happiness. You have families are breaking. I encounter a student and his family, where there is a tough resistance of sharing password. Why I should share and why I should not? Oh, it's a question of trust, sir. She is my daughter. She should be. She tells me that she is doubting me. It's a vigilant, 24/7. What I say, it may be recorded. Just pay 30 seconds or 2 minutes. I'll conclude. Don't worry. What I'm trying to that you is a question where you are always in a state of vigilance, panoptica, and somebody is watching you, your activity. Panoptican culture, that somebody is watching. Whatever you do, oh, this is biometric. You are recorded. You are always in a constant cage. Mulvey is talking about this. Simon de Beauvoir talks about the concept of sex as a social category. So sex is not a biological. Judith Butler, that how these binaries are created. Males are like how the objectification takes place. Women as objects and ornament them. Oh, he should behave like this. He should dress like this. L'Oreal makes you bright. Oh, so that they thrive on your insecurity, and you see the best of the personalities in that, including Martin Luther King and none other than Gandhi, who used as much clothes which was required to cover his body. That's all. But you see, the tendency you have more. So information is not a neutral category, my dear friends. It is never value neutral. Information also creates a capital. It is not only the dollars. It is also creates capital. This is a safer pen. It is a pen of the elite, ordinary person. It also conveys a kind of. Wittgenstein also talks about this. That language is never value neutral. It conveys not only information, but it also conveys traditions. It always conveys, so information as a capital, as I told you, Bourdieu talks about it, that how it, creates, us and them in the society, and digital society is transforming the society in a big way. And whether we realize or we don't, but AI, and one important thinker that has appealed to me is Yuval Harari. He is the author of the book Sapiens and Network Society. So you will see that in the days to come, psychologist will be in a state of isolated island, and the reality will be taking place somewhere else. So if you have to think of the future, then you have to add psychotechnology. Psychotechnology, where we talk about the concept of digital altruism. I know editors of 20 years age, they are very worldwide famous. There is a product in Greater Noida. It is very famous in in the United States of America. So you have to market your means and ways to cope with this pace. It is very difficult. You see the ownership. Who eats what? Millet has become very famous nowadays. It is not the food that is important. It is the image of the food. Mass culture. McDonald talks about. What taste? So if I give you, bread and butter, you will not like. But the presentation is very important. So visibility, visible is it, and cognitive is taking its backseat. So it is also creating a kind of, paradox, being alone together. We are all together, but we don't know each other. So that is a kind of paradox that is being created with this state of digital immersion. I request each one of you to, do a deep probe into it, and I am sure that everyone will have to understand that the digital immersion and digital engagement and digital reflection are necessary and fundamental aspects of our existence, and they are going to shape the future of us in individual level. And this depression is going to be on the ascendant if we do not check through the mindfulness and the result. And that's why I have talked about the concept of alienation, isolation, self-estrangement, meaninglessness, powerlessness. I am busy all through the day with my mobile phone. At the end of the day, I feel frustrated about it because I don't see the image that I expected. I don't get the validations that I should have got. So you can see that it is a self-created trap. It is very easy to fall into it, but it is very difficult to get out of it. So there are ways and means, And there lies the importance of Indian psychology, where you use as much what it is required, where you use it for your advantage, where you use it for your digital altruism. I have to solve the crisis of poverty in Greater Noida. I'll be connecting to the youth that please participate. So there are two sides of the coin, but the former side is very strong and it is creating a hegemony, it is creating a homogenization, it is creating, you will see sudden courses law becoming very, important. Whether it is important or not, we don't know. So which doctor? I don't know. I see the rating 4.5, but that doctor may be very, pathetic. I don't know because I go by the ratings. So everything ratings and classification and categorization is becoming, order of the day. And if you don't understand, अरे पानी वानी तो दे देते भाई ठीक है Thank you. So what I am trying to tell you is that you have to understand that digital immersion is not a surreality. Thank you. But the digital immersion is going to be, order of the day. And if you are not vigilant about your self-identity, about your social identity, about your political identity, and they all are co-creating a reality which may be very, catastrophic, and which can also have positive sides depending upon your level of mindfulness, level of awareness, and level of, reflections that you do in course of your understanding. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable knowledge. Next, I would like to introduce Professor Devrat Kumar, sir. Sir is a professor of clinical psychology at MIMHAN. He has made significant contributions in the field of clinical psychology through his work, particularly in the areas of cognition in schizophrenia, prospective memory, eyewitness memory, school mental health in India, and psychological interventions in psychosis. Today, Sir brings to us an engaging topic of eyewitness memory distortion. We are honored to have you with Sir.
Good afternoon. Um, so I will be talking about something, a research area that I pursue, witness memory, and I'll just try to show you in next 15-20 minutes that I have, that how, what we know about witness memory. um, we all know that witness memory is fallible. Then but what factors work on that, and how does it work? So I work primarily in one area of witness memory, that is called co-witness effect. I'll show you how co-witness effect happens and what happens in co-witness effect. So we are conducting quite a few research in this area. I'll just try to demonstrate that. Um, so see some of these people. His name is Angel Gonzalez, and then this person's name is Erwin McGee. There are certain common things about these people. The common thing is that they served, some of them have served more than 20 years of prison for a crime that they had not done. They did it. They served they were serving the prison, this one, only because there was no hard evidence at the crime scene, and some witness told that they had seen them committing the crime. Later, when they found DNA evidences, they found that they were not involved in crime. But the fact of the matter is that they served more than 20 years in prison for a crime that they had not committed. So there is, if any of you are interested, there is something called Innocence Project. You just Google on type Innocence Project, you will get the details. There are more than 300 people like that who have served prisons for the crime that they had never committed. And majority of them have done so because the witnesses gave wrong information about them and court trusted upon that. So that is what there are nearly 350 such cases who get exonerated after DNA. Exonerated means they were left, they were found that they had not committed the crime. After the DNA testing, found that they were innocent. Um, Now, a major reason for this wrongful conviction is the false eyewitness identification. So this is very interesting. I just start with a study that is very famous in the area of eyewitness memory research. In this study, so they simulated, crime. What they did is that a professor was taking a lecture, and students were not knowing that they are being part of experiment. So suddenly someone came and attacked the professor. And after that he ran away. Then the police came. Now the police was also part of research team. They were not real police. Police came and said that to all the students that since you were sitting in this class, you were witness to a crime, and we will ask you after some time who committed the crime. So you are a witness now. Um, and you can see the data that 7 weeks later they were shown lineups. So lineup is where you mix the photographs and then you show the real criminal and you show other criminals who are not involved in that. And you will be surprised to know that 40% of them actually identified the attacker, the person who had attacked, which is very good. But now you know that 60% of them did not. So 36% identified bystanders and 23% identified a person not present there. Um, so you can understand that how fallible memory is and how it can identify someone who is not involved in a crime. So that proves that how badly witness memory is fallible. But why does that happen? Why witness memory is so badly fallible? Why it happens? Because witness memory depends upon uh, memory, and memory itself is vulnerable to be distorted. Um, yes. So I'll show you a video. All of you just see the video and then it just takes 1 minute. It's not going also. Oh, so since it is not going, that is why.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
I was planting my petunias in the potting shed. Constable, arrest Lady Smythe. But how did you know? Madam, as any horticulturist will tell you, one does not plant petunias until May is out. Take her away. It's just a matter of observation. The real question is, how observant were you? Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
I was planting my petunias in the potting shed. Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
Did any of you realize that there were 21 changes? Yes. Yes. So basically, in a very simple way, it in a very simple way, it demonstrates that how fallible our memory is and how easily we can miss something. The whole problem is that when you are on a crime scene, your focus is on very different things. For example, there is something called the weapons effect. So, on a crime scene, when someone pulls out a weapon, everyone sees towards the weapon. That is called weapon effect. But then when you do a lineup, you do not show the weapon, you show the faces. You say that was this person present there, right? The problem is that I might not have seen the face. I might not have focused my attention on the face. And then when at the time of recall I am asked whether or not this person was present at the crime scene, I will be not telling the right thing because I did not see him. I was just seeing the weapon. And there can be many more effects. So, yeah. So that brings to the question that what is false memory? How falsification happens? So all of you must have, being a psychology student, must have read the Bartlett's theory of reconstructive memory, where he did, he made some American children sit in a circle, and he told an African story to the child sitting next to him on the right side, and that child was supposed to tell the same story to the child sitting on the right side. So you can understand. Finally, the left child sitting next to him will be telling him the story, and there were 7 or 8 children sitting. By the time the story came to Bartlett again, this story was completely changed. It was not an African story. So the story that he had told the children, it was an African story with African names, with voodoos and death and all those things. By the time it came to him, it was an American story with all the American names, without any ghost, without any voodoo. That shows that how every brain creates, adds something and changes something, and this is how the reconstruction happens. So you might have heard this name Elizabeth Loftus. She did very simple experiments to prove that how uh, on the crime scene, our memory is very much affected by how we are fed the information about that. So what she did is that she said that two cars rammed each other, or two cars had an accident. Half of them were told that these two cars rammed into each other, and half of them were told that the two cars hit each other, right? And then they were supposed to tell that what was the speed of the car. Most of the people who were told that the two cars rammed each other, they estimated the speed of the car faster than the people who had heard that both the cars hit each other. So you can understand the speed was decided not by what they had seen in the video. Yes, so they had shown a video actually, and then the question was asked. So the speed of the car was not decided by what they had seen in the video, but by the word that was used for that the accident. So rammed means if something is ramming, it must be fast. If something is hitting, it could have any speed. Um, so now, similarly, there is one factor which is important, and my research focuses upon that. It's called co-witness effect. When crime happens, almost 70% of the crime scene have co-witnesses, more than one witness. And out of those 70%, if you now take them as 100%, almost 70 to 80% discuss the crime scenes with each other, which essentially means that co-witness affect each other's memory. And if that is the case, then what you are getting as when someone reproduces the event, you feel that this is witnesses, the evidence that he is giving, but there is a very much possibility that he is talking about what his co-witness has told him. Um, so this is a very ill-famous, Oklahoma blast, in which a pickup truck was used for bombing the building, and then those who were present at the crime scene, they were interviewed after some time. So the pickup truck was taken from some agency, and police went and interviewed them and asked them that who had taken this. So the main person who had given the key to the person, he said that one person had come. But there were two more persons in the same place, and they later said that no, actually two persons were there. So police was confused that whether one person committed this crime or more than one person were involved. Uh, in the evening, the person who actually handed over the key went with these two persons in the same car, and they discussed the crime scene. So next day when he came, he said that actually there were two people, and police was absolutely confused because they were thinking that they have to. I think one of the person who was involved in this crime had died or something, so they had to focus on the other. Um, so they were totally confused that whether there was a one perpetrator or there were more. Um, because now the main witness is telling that there were more than one. Later they got some video clip, and they got convinced that actually there was only one perpetrator, and that is what the main witness was telling initially. But later he started telling that there were two, because his memory was affected by the co-witnesses. Um, so we did some experiments. I'll finish it. It will take less than that. It will take. So uh, we conducted an experiment in which we tried to see that how co-witnesses, influence each other and whether or not their personality is the same. So in this experiment, if you see on the right side, there is a crime scene, simulated crime scene, on which a girl is sitting on a bench, park bench, and she gets up to talk to someone, and her bag is kept on the bench where she was sitting, and someone comes and just takes it up and runs away. So now this is a crime scene. So what happened is that in this we read a story about the crime scene to someone. We said that who was the criminal, and all those questions we asked. Now the thing is that we try to see the personality effect, and we try to see that those people who are more suggestible, those people who are not very confident, how they take the information, and those who are more confident, how they take more information, and various personality variables we saw. We saw that people who are usually confident in themselves, they get less they get less affected by people who are less confident. But if the co-witness is more confident and the witness is less confident, the witness gets more, affected. So we published this in a good journal called Psychology and Law. Um, so we conduct. What happens is that most of the co-witness research are done in a simulated condition where there is a person who is basically a confederate. So you make two persons sit, show them crime scene on video or something, and then you ask questions. The confederate always gives wrong answer to the person, so that you are trying to affect the memory. We use a very novel technique, it's called Mori technique, manipulation of overlapping rivalrous images, in which what we do is that there are two projectors kept on each other, on top of each other, and both the projectors are behind a screen, and the two projectors kept on top of each other. One has something called horizontal polarizer, and the one has something called vertical polarizer. So horizontal polarizer blocks all the beams which are going vertically, and vertical polarizer blocks all the beams which are going horizontally. The person is seeing the screen from the other side, so he does not know that there are two projectors. We give two glasses to people sitting with each other, and once you wear the glass, you will be able to see from one glass only the horizontal beam being projected on the screen, and from the other one only the vertical. But generally it looks like simply a simple sunglass, so you will not be able to understand that actually there are filters here, horizontal filters and vertical filters. So what we do is that we run the same movie, same crime, with certain modifications in. So we have two versions of the same movie, where there are some critical differences. But when people see together, they feel that they are seeing the same movie, because they do not know that there are two movies running parallelly, and they are seeing two different versions. And after that, we ask them the questions about the crime scene. So what happens is that, for example, there is a crime scene in which one person sees that the thief takes out a Coke bottle, the other one sees that he takes out a Pepsi bottle. Now these are two distinct, colors. So someone who has seen the Pepsi bottle, he says that I saw him drinking Pepsi, and the other one says Coke. And then we try to see that how far who affects each other. So whether both of them stick to their Coke and Pepsi, or they, one changes the opinion for the other. And we usually see that people change. One of them accept the other person's version. Now what we do is that we then again we do some intermittent, activities, and later again we ask them, I'm just finishing 1 minute, this is critical, let me finish it. I'll just take 1 minute. Yeah. So what we do is that later when we ask them individually, we assume that even if you have socially accepted someone else's version, when you are being asked the question separately, you will tell what you have seen. But that does not happen. Usually, when people conform to someone in the joint recall, they go by that when they are doing individual recall also. So that essentially means that when your memory is distorted, it remains distorted. We conducted a 10-country research in which I was conducting from Indian side. And you can see that almost 25% of the witness information across the country we found that it is distorted by co-witnesses, which essentially means that if in a court, if there is a witness producing information about a crime scene in which there was a co-witness, there is likelihood that 1 in 4 information is actually distorted. We recently conducted a research on seeing the same effect on schizophrenia patient, and we have very interesting findings about that how co-witness memory is not very much both schizophrenia patient and healthy controls have similar kind of performance. It's not that schizophrenia patients were more performing poorly. It essentially means that there is something which is inherently happening at the human cognition itself. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Apologies from our end for rushing through the presentation. I request the chairperson to conclude the session.
Thank you very much, Professor Naveen Kumar and Professor Dev Kumar. It's very easy for me to remember the names because both of them are Kumar. And I will be very brief because Professor Naveen Kumar has to catch a flight. So I really want to thank him coming here all the way and delivering this keynote and this speech. And one thing I just want to highlight is that many years ago, when I get up early in the morning, I used to worship three gods. Professor Naveen Kumar, the first God is Facebook God, the second is YouTube God, and the third is WhatsApp God. So that's the level of digital immersion that one can have. So, but with my mindfulness practice, I was able to come out of that, and I'm totally agreeing 100% to you what I have just mentioned, Professor Naveen Kumar, because that is, we are living not our lives, we are living a digital life what the external people want to live. So while thanking you, Professor Naveen Kumar, Professor Dev Kumar has actually highlighted the how bad our memory is, to what extent that can be misled. Even assume a scenario that a person who has not committed a crime, serving a sentence for 20 years because of that, that itself is a crime. So with that, acknowledgement, I would like to thank on behalf of the organizing committee for both professors for their expert presentations and their hard work. And thank you very much, you being a great audience. Thank you so much and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. As a token of our respect and gratitude, we would now like to felicitate our speakers for the session. I request Dr. Sanat sir to felicitate Dr. Naveen Kumar sir. Now I request Dr. Sanat sir to felicitate Professor Devrat Kumar sir. Thank you so much to both the speakers and the chairperson for this session. We will proceed further with the next session now. We are currently living in an era where artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming the way we approach various aspects of healthcare. In clinical psychology as well, we are witnessing significant advancements, particularly in the areas of assessment, early identification, and intervention. A number of organizations and innovators are now developing AI based digital tools that aim to support clinicians in making assessments more efficient, interventions more accessible, and care more personalized. With this in view, we have curated this session, bringing together two organizations that are working in this space. This session will provide an opportunity to understand the availability of various AI based tools, their applications in clinical settings, and important considerations such as reliability, validity, and practical utility in working with patients. To guide this session, we have with us Dr. Arvind Ota sir. Dr. Arvind Ota sir is a psychologist who has contributed immensely towards awareness of mental health in India. He has designed various courses including certificate course in counseling and psychotherapy with SCM College, Delhi University. He has also started and works as the editor-in-chief of Psychologs magazine, India's only mental health-based print magazine. Psychologs has conducted various events on a national as well as international level to spread awareness for mental health under the supervision of Dr. Arvind Ota sir. We now invite sir on the stage to take this session forward.
Thank you so much for your generous introduction. Thank you. So guys, you don't need to be so serious because this is not scientific session, so just be relaxed. Uh, Socrates said, I'm wise because I know nothing. मीर ने इसको अलग ही अंदाज में बोला है। मीर ने कहा है कि यही जाना कि कुछ न जाना, यही जाना कि कुछ न जाना, सो भी एक उम्र में हुआ मालूम। सही समय पर ये बात समझ आ जाना और ये ज्ञात हो जाना कि हमें क्या नहीं पता जो हमें पता होना चाहिए, ये पहली सीढ़ी है किसी बात को समझने की, किसी ज्ञान को अर्जित करने की। So today we are going to talk about a beast, a kind of beast that we cannot ignore these days. No matter who you are, no matter what you are doing, if you walk with them, they will work for you. If you are not walking with them and if you don't care those, then they will work against you and they might against you. Yes, today we are going to talk about AI, more specifically how we can use and how we are implementing or we can implement AI in clinical setting, how we can use AI in clinical practices. So we are having few guests to talk on this particular topic. I would like to invite Dr. Ritesh Rikhu from Conscious Mind Solutions Private Limited. Please, sir, you're on stage. Please, guys, welcome Dr. Ritesh Rikhu from Conscious Mind Solutions Private Limited. Thank you. And now we want to welcome Dr. Asutosh Srivastava from Aha Therapy. So now we can proceed further, right? Fine. Now, Dr. Ritesh, you can proceed, right?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to discuss and to present the topic relevant to the agenda of the conference, related to the AI and technology which has been going forward. And I think it's going to change the society a lot in the coming years. It has already been started doing that. So this presentation is all about what all products are there in the industry and how it's going to help the professionals, psychologists, organizations in doing their day-to-day practices. So this is the entire gist would be my presentation. So I'd just like to start with a small introduction about me and my organization. So my name is Dr. Ritesh Rikhu. By profession, I'm a psychologist too, and this company was started by me 10 years ago. I have approximately more than 14 years working in this industry so far. And when we started this organization in 2016, we are celebrating 10 years this year with an objective that we would be focusing and dedicated towards the psychology fraternity. So we would be working only with those kind of a quality products, tool, and how it's going to benefit the society at large, and how it could be not a good quality system, but how we can also make it little more cost effective system, so that more and more professionals can also get used to it and can start using it. So in terms of the portfolio, we have almost all standard tools, products, be it the standard paper pencil versions of the test, or be it the Pearson range of tests, or be it be any digital test of digital platforms which are AI enabled, or therapy and the cognitive training equipment. So we have complete range of the products. So you can say we are one-stop house of all kind of psychological products, be any kind of diagnostic or intervention tool. We are also ISO certified organization and CE certified organization, which states that all the products what we develop in-house or what we are partnering internationally to promote into the India market are all acclaimed and a highly recognized tool in terms of the quality, high level of reliability and validity scale. This is a small gist of our collaboration which we have been doing internationally, including Pearson, Shoefreight, Neuromaster, Neuro, Meditech, Mind Media, Mindfield. There are many such companies, and all these companies are from European markets largely, which we have been exclusive partner not only to sell the product but also to manufacture them here locally in India now, and provide all local support and services along with the training, so that not only the product can be used, but it should also be used optimally with all the latest knowledge and information and periodical trainings which would be required. With this, we have been working across different industries, including hospital institutions, universities, armed forces, sea, navy, air force. So wherever the role of psychology is there, we have already been working from last 10 years, and we are very happy to provide you the information that we have been working with almost all the special elite forces, special sports academies, sports authorities of India, and all such big government institutions where this tool has been specifically accredited and also been used widely. This is the range of the product. I hope everyone is aware about this. These are the standard Pearson tool, and we are the authorized partner of Pearson for India and the SHARC countries. And all the Pearson range of products like Ravens, Weshlers, and other Pearson range of portfolio is available with us. The next product which is in line is our in-house digital AI-enabled psychological testing platform. The quality and the beauty of this platform is for all these professionals, publishers, those are struggling in last decades to make their test reaches to the masses, and also in terms of as a publisher not able to get the proper due recognition or the due royalty in terms of the revenue is concerned. So this is a free to access platform which we offer, where any publisher, those who are already having a paper pencil version of the test or would like to develop or publish their own test, can publish this test easily on this platform digitally without having any cost involved into it, and this revenue is also transparent. So whenever anybody is using it, you can access to the revenue, how many people has been using it, and what would be the royalty you would be getting it. So for publishers, it would be a very friendly platform where you will get the due royalty, which you are not probably able to get it into the paper pencil version of the test because of various other unethical practices. This is one of the very good, very renowned tool which is there in front of you at the moment, which is a Vienna test system. Vienna test system is a product, a testing platform, which is having 77 years of experience into the industry. This company established in the year 1947 way back in Austria, in the city Vienna, and since then they have used to have large electronic apparatus-based equipment, but over a period of time, with the help of technologies, now it can be used with tablets, computers, laptops, or even with the mobile phones. And it has all standard digital tools also available as a part of the platform, be it the progressive matrices test, the Stroop test, Big Five, Tower of London, Theory of Mind, all such standard or neuropsychological test battery. Everything is available as a part of this platform in the subscription model as well as pay-per-use model, where without any investment you can start using the test even with one single administration without spending anything like any other digital platform, with unlimited testing license also available as a part of this platform. This is completely digitalized in terms of norms, standards, and validity. It comes with Indian languages, Indian norms. Any test which is available as a part of this platform will not have the reliability scale of less than 0.76 of reliability scale. So we ensure that we do always a periodical research and developmental exercises, and with the recent norms, we keep updating it, and whenever we feel that it's to a certain below the particular threshold value, it goes out of our shelf, and then we bring some new test which is having high reliability scale in terms of quality testing. And it caters more than 120 plus tests as a part of the platform, which includes verbal tests and largely non-verbal tests, which are completely performance-based tests. So all these tests are available in 30 different languages. This is again one of the computerized tools which to measure hand stiffness and the finger dexterity, especially among the sports or the neuropsychological disorder patients, and it gives the report automatically just after the test. It's just 3 seconds away. The another tool, which is a peripheral perception equipment, which is used to measure our wide vision or how wide we can see while doing any task and while focusing on any standard straight way. So this is a complete sensory-based panel which measures our peripheral vision or peripheral perception at large, and then we also have an auto-generated report out of it. All the reports which gets out of the system will be available in raw score also, with PR score also, with percentile rank, with T score and other Z score and all other formats of score. And the system itself has inbuilt capability to export all data, all report, all score, whatever has been analyzed by the system, with a single click to any statistical software like SPSS or CSV format. All data can be exported directly to any third-party statistical platform for further evaluation. Then for cognitive training, we have a dedicated tool by the same company, which is a Cogni Plus. Cogni Plus is a participant engaging gamified version of the cognitive training tool, which is very efficient, digital, and highly motivating, giving different exercises and sessions to all the participants for each of the modules, which includes attention, memory, executive functions, alertness, visual-motor coordination, and so on. In total, it has 16 different training programs, and each of the training programs are having different levels. For example, if you want to train the focus attention, then the focus attention has 32 levels. And for each level, we need to do a training, and then periodically we need to improve to the highest of the level. For each of the trainings, what we give, we get a report, which is a training-based report, which is again AI-based auto-generated report, and through which we can monitor the progress of each of the sessions. And it can perfectly synchronize with Vienna test system, what I just showcased in the previous slide. Through that, we can train the candidate and then retest on the same tool using the Vienna test system, so that we can see the efficacy and the level of improvement which has been done by the patients or candidate using the same system. And this system also has this kind of auto comparative report, like for any candidate, if we have given 10 trainings or 15 sessions, then how the candidate or patient has performed in last 15 sessions. Accordingly, we have that progress chart also available. And for this, we have this especially ergonomically designed sensor-based hardware, which is biased and culture free, so that anyone who is having any language, culture, educational background can easily perform assessments and training programs. As the time is short, I'll be just quickly skipping this training list, which are available. For details, you may see our booth for more details of the training program. Then it's about the digital psychophysiological training devices, which is biofeedback and neurofeedback. I hope you all are aware about the technology of biofeedback and neurofeedback. I'm not going into details, just explaining you all the different possibilities available with us. So we have starting from one single channel to 256 channel of biofeedback and neurofeedback devices, and having a wide range. So the lowest model, which starts at just rupees 40,000 rupees, and top model with 256 channel will definitely go in crores. But it depends on the use case, how effective it can be. One of the best systems which is available is Nexus Mark 3 biofeedback, which is a recent innovative, recently updated product which comes with wireless range of 200 meters, that the data can be captured without having any wired sensors connection in within a range of 200 meters, and also it has highly compatible sensors with having less artifact, and the system software also has the inbuilt capability to automatically remove all kind of artifact. And on the top of that, it comes with the 4000 hertz of data sampling rate, which is unique in nature. And this system again comes in three models: Nexus 10, which is a 10 channel of system; Nexus Q24, which is a 24 channel of system; then Nexus Q32, which is a 32 channel device. These, all the devices, only difference is 10 channel capacity, 24 channel capacity, and 32 channel capacity. And as an outcome, we also have a training and intervention protocol into the system. And the system is also a FDA approved system, which is one of the unique certification for this. This is a grade 1 FDA approved system for any research and clinical practices. The another device what we have is NeuroMaster, which is basically a 8-channel device, again a computerized device with all feedback and training intervention protocol. It has all neuromodulation pre-designed trainings into the EEG, EMG, respiration, heart rate, GSR, or all the parameters are available here, which could be used. And these are again having pre-designed training models, so we need not really to think for anxiety what training we need to do, for phobia what training we need to do. Everything is integrated into the system. And the system which is available in front of your screen is the one of the cheapest biofeedback system available, which starts just with 40,000 rupees. And these are independent from each other. Like if one want to use just GSR system, they can start using it with their own respective mobile phone or tablet. And these are the sensors which are made in Germany and then assembled in India, and it's available for you in the market. If anyone would like to see any of the system, it's right available after just in the conference hall. This is a single channel EEG device which can be weared on forehead, and it interprets all the data and signal. But the only limitation is it has one single channel. This is one new technology which is HEG, which is hemocellularography, which is little different than the EEG. It basically works with the infrared technology where we need to wear it on the forehead, and it basically measures the blood flow in the brain to measure our attention and other parameters, and also used to do training for concentration and mental relaxation. This is a 6-channel sense band device which is only exclusively designed for EEG, including PPG sensors. So EEG, PPG can be used all together with mobile phone and tablet with a 6-channel of functionality. Few others are just quickly Brain Central for all brain related neurological training. This is a MediBalance Pro for neuropsychological disorders, those people who cannot sit, stand straight or can walk straight, having any kind of neuropsychological deficits, can be trained using this device for all kind of sensitive balance and posture. This is a biomodulation therapy, which is used again with the infrared technology, and it basically treats the brain muscles for the particular therapy, and it works on the infrared sensor. Again, it's completely wireless. Then this is a biofeedback or the pelvic floor laser therapy instrument, and this can also be used with the hand technology and also available in the wireless format. And the last one is the right eye instrument, which is basically used to assess and train different dynamic vision modules, sensory motor function, be it the eye movement or eye tracking, pupil movement. So all kind of attentions or the sensory motor functions can be trained using access as well as trained using this device. This device is known and manufactured in USA. So this, I try to keep the things very quickly with all the presentations, but these are the products which are broadly available for diagnostic, therapy, training, interventions. All products are available just after this hall. If anyone like to see or wants to try it out with a hands-on experience, it's right available for your trial or for hands-on experience. Thank you so much for this availability. And you may connect to this QR further to get more information and detail about any of the products in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tesriku. Thank you. Come here. Now I would like to call Dr. Asutosh Vastava to talk about AHA therapy.
Thank you, Arvindji, and good evening, friends. I don't have a presentation. Not because I could not have made it. We are AI technology-based platform, so creating a presentation will take 30 seconds. But I wanted to talk from heart to heart, from a psychologist's story of building a startup for the psychologist. So I've been into this industry for more than 20 years now, as a practitioner, as a trainer, as teacher. What I realized that there are a lot of practice scenarios specifically. We don't have Indian diagnostic criteria, as I was mentioning in the morning. We get to learn about psychology during our trainings, but we don't know how to run a clinic. We don't know how to run a business. Many of psychologists are running short of clients on one hand, across the board. And on the other hand, estimates say that we have nearly 30 crore people needing therapy. So where are they going? The gap is nearly 80 to 90%. And how many clinical psychologists are there? 5,000, 6,000 maybe. We don't have current numbers, but not more than this. Can we deliver? So on one hand, there is need. On the other hand, we don't have supply. And the best part is, demand and supply is not matching. And those who have clients are finding it difficult to manage the burnout, the fatigue, the shortage of resources, the multitasking. And the new threat that people are calling threat is the AI. And we talk to our fellows across the country, and there is this hidden feeling that AI will take away our jobs. And I believe when the wheel was invented, people would have thought that these wheels will take away our legs. But it didn't happen. And I'm sure that AI will not take away our jobs, provided we know how to use it. So the fight is not between AI and humans or AI and psychologists. It's between psychologists with AI or psychologists without AI. So it was last year when I was going through this, reading about AI, thinking about how we can integrate AI into clinical practice, how to address the data privacy issues, how to address the issues of hallucinations in the AI algorithms, and many other issues. And then it was intended probably, we got the right team and we started building first for my practice, that how I can optimize AI. And then I realized that this is something which can help all of us. So another realization that I had is that we do not have any tool which we need in psychology or therapy which is indigenous. Indigenous means for assessments, they are made in India, but they are based on Western theories. Any therapeutic intervention, which is mainstream therapy, it is based on Western theories. So it's like retrofitting. We have adopted, we have translated, we have recalculated the norms, but we have not visualized Indian theories. We have not taken the context of Indian psyche for that matter. So what we started building was a AI native platform for the Indian mind. not only for the therapist, but for their clients also. So though the tools that we are using at present, not all of them are Indian, like we are using PHP, so PHP is not an Indian tool. But we are into that direction that we will have similar tools for Indian psyche very soon. But what we have built so far, we have automated the entire therapeutic workflow. So a client wants to search a therapist, the journey starts from there. So we solve that problem. Then how to find the right therapist? Not everybody is fit for everyone. Based on our therapeutic framework, at times gender, at times age, at times culture, background, values, lot of issues. So we have that therapeutic matching algorithm in place. Then intake is agentic. So for intake, we spend, let's say, 2 sessions or maybe 3 sessions. Client is paying, let's say, 1,000 rupees. So he has paid 3,000 rupees for what? Just for intake. Therapy will start when God knows. Diagnosis will happen when God knows. But he has already spent time, money, energy, everything. So what we are trying to build that within first 20 minutes, with the help of agentic AI, we come to at least basic diagnosis, which can be confirmed later. A probable diagnosis can be generated. A basic therapeutic plan for immediate crisis can be generated. The required assessments can be assigned. Client can have a baseline uh, record of his current condition. Therapist has a fair enough idea with some amount of documentation. He do not have to do anything. You can record the session and system will analyze, document, create reports, generate reports for you. Then you can track the progress across sessions. You can add any additional information. Like there are a couple of proprietary tests, there are projective tests. You prepare the report, upload in the system, and system will take that into context. Let's say you do Wechsler test, calculate the report, upload in the system, and system will relate it everything else that is in the system, that is in the context. So with every session, you will be getting more and more accurate with your diagnosis, with your insights, with the kind of changes that you can monitor every session. So what was the condition in first session? What is the condition in second session? What is the condition in third session? You can monitor. So there's high evidence for every change that is happening. Why is it happening? The context is lost in normal therapy session that you come on first and then you come on 14th. And you were called on 7th and then you say that I was busy, I had some relative, and then 15 days, 10 days, 7 days, context is lost. What happened in between? Because there is a client companion also, so system will keep tracking the information. So next time when the client is going to come, you have a pre-session insight ready that what is happening with the client, what has happened in the past week, what should be the focus of today's session. Definitely it is your call as a therapist. But you don't have to do the manual, clerical job. Then you're billing, you're booking. Then we have a feature called worksheets. So we all use worksheets in our therapy sessions, whether it is CBT based, DBT based, SCT based, or any other therapeutic modality based worksheets. But these worksheets are standard templates. So for depression, there is a worksheet which is provided in X book, and we take it from there and then photocopy it and give it to the client, go fill it. But system will generate based on client context. So suppose I am in depression, and for CBT there is a depression worksheet. So in normal practice, it is a standard depression worksheet. You give it to somebody who is into depression due to financial loss, or somebody who is into depression due to some loss of some close one. We give the same worksheet. But system will generate different worksheets for them. So for depression, there is a different worksheet for someone with financial loss, and there is a different worksheet for someone with losing some close relative or someone going through a breakup. So that level of personalization is there. Then reporting formats. Most of us don't write in the international style of reporting, whether it is SOAP, DAP, whatever. So system will generate session notes for you just on a click, based on whatever you have recorded in the session, whatever you have done so far. So this is how we were trying to automate. So we created an architecture. We created a ecosystem which serves from this end to the last end of the therapeutic workflow. Then we realized that this has become so beautiful, so powerful, that there are different use cases. So we introduced it to corporates. Now they have much better insights in terms of EAPs. They have the pulse of every employee. We have student wellness use case where we are deploying in universities and colleges. So before something problematic starts in your mind, so all traditional practice in psychology, when we used to differentiate psychotherapy from coaching or mentoring and all those kind of extended support systems, we always identify psychotherapy as a reactive intervention. That when there is a problem, when there is a crime, police will come. When there is a disorder, a psychologist will come. But what we are trying to build before the disorder starts developing, if you are on our client companion, system will start sending alerts that this is the time you need to engage with a therapist. This is how we are optimizing to the proactive level. And with this proactive engagement, not everyone will need detailed intervention. Early intervention can lead to prevention of mental illnesses, and this burden can go down. So we will be able to deliver to more people with these proactive interventions. We will be able to deliver better therapy. We will be demonstrating to the world that Indian psychotherapies are equally evidence-based. We are very good at interventions, we are very good at empathy, we are very good at personal rapport with the client, building therapeutic alliances, but we are very bad at documentation. Most of us in, who are in practice, we hardly write much. Session notes are just my diary notes. We don't write it detailed. We don't write detailed case histories. So all these problems are actually solved now. And I invite all of you to join us, whether you want to collaborate, whether you want to use the software, whether you want to refer us, whether you want to engage us in any format. We are here for 1.5 demo. Our therapy stall is there. You can come to us. We can explore the possibility of these collaborations. We are not looking at it as a business. We are trying to solve a genuine problem, which we have been seeing since we are into the space of psychology. When we were students, I used to ask my professors, when mental illness is such a severe scenario, such a serious condition, why don't government take serious initiative? Why don't we invest into that? And the answer we got that physical illnesses cause life. Now people have realized that mental illnesses also cause life. And therefore, there is a euphoria in the market. Everybody is talking about psychology, wants to do something in psychology or become a psychologist. With shortcut, every week I get a couple of phone calls that, sir, there is any way, any diploma, any certificate that I do and I become a psychologist. I want to do something in psychology, all kind of bullshit. Why? Because there is no structure from top to bottom. Global standard says that we need to practice supervision, whether it is peer supervision or some senior person is supervising. Every fortnight, a practicing therapist has to go into a supervision call. We don't have a supervision structure. We build it into it. So a lot of ethical issues are there. Lot of practical issues are there. Lot of applied challenges are there. And we are trying to create a system which solves all of this. We are trying to create a AI ready force of psychologists delivering to the world, not only in India. So we want to be partner with each one of you by providing you the Kavach Kundal that is needed for this war. Not against AI, but with AI. Thank you very much.
Thank you to both the speakers. Thank you for mentioning relevance of AI these days. I tried to make this session light, so I will again end this session right with a certain poetry that presented by Bahadur Shah Jafar. कोई क्यों किसी से लगाए दिल, कोई क्यों किसी का लुभाए दिल, वो जो बेचते थे दवाए दिल, वो अपनी दुकान बढ़ा गए. I would like to mention that we are talking about AI. Many individuals will say how we can use AI and how AI is beneficial. We cannot maintain distance from AI. You have to know it, right? You have to reconcile AI in your life, and our both speakers mentioned it rightly, right? So we don't need to be upset. But we have to understand that we need to know about AI, we need to be around AI, and there is only one solution: you need to be informed. So if you will be informed, right, you will be able to understand what is the use case in your life, not only in practices, what is the use case of AI in your personal life, how you can maintain your privacy if you are using AI. So there are lots of questions. We are running out of time, so we cannot take any queries. I am having so many queries to discuss, but due to time, we cannot take those. So that's all right for this session, and thank you right to mentioning each and everything about AI and how conscious mind and AHA therapy reconciling AI in their right businesses. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As a gesture of appreciation, we would now like to felicitate the representatives from organizations and the moderator of this session. I first request Dr. Arvind Ota, sir, to kindly felicitate Dr. Ditesh Riku, sir, from Conscious Mind Solutions Private Limited. Now, I request Dr. Arvind Ota, sir, to kindly felicitate Dr. Ashutosh Srivastava, sir, from AHA Therapy. I would like to invite Dr. Pooja Kumari ma'am to felicitate our moderator for this session, Dr. Arvind Ota, sir. Thank you to our moderator and the speakers for this session. We will now take a short tea break. I request the non-RCI members to proceed for the same. The RCI members are requested to stay back for the official photograph in the auditorium.